Welcome back to the Lean Lab. In our second video, we were still going to be talking about the book This is Lean, and we're going to talk about a very important concept that I just learned, flow versus resource efficiency, from Nicholas Modig. So in our last video, we focused on why it is important to create flow and also to field a team that knows what everybody's doing. They have all the information they need to do the job, and they get together to collaborate and work in a very dynamic environment, as opposed to the picture on the bottom, which can be typical with our projects where everybody's siloed and nobody really knows what everybody's doing, which creates a lot of waste on projects. So in this video, we're going to talk about resource versus flow efficiency. And we'll use the example of Allison, who has just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And she goes to a resource efficient hospital where the local doctor's office is efficient at assigning resources to do an examination, and they have a backlog of work. And then they have the testing of ultrasound, and the machine is efficiently purring away because they have lots of customers waiting for work, and there's a sequence of events of going to appointments and seeing doctors, but it takes 42 days, and the hospital, the resource efficient hospital, has been efficient at keeping their people busy, but it has not really focused on creating value for the customer, Allison. So that's what happens when we focus on resource efficiency. We'll now take a look at going to a different hospital, and where Sarah goes, and this hospital is very flow efficient. They recognize, like Toyota, that we need to focus on the customer, what creates value for them. And so they end up having maybe a couple MRIs and lots of staff around in order to keep Sarah, to get her in and out in 2 hours and with a diagnosis, so that she's not all stressed, and it created really good value for her. And so the ability to be able to keep work flowing and get work done by having maybe some spare capacity around has in fact created better efficiency because of the elimination of the wait and the superfluous work that happens when in between all the setting up of the appointments and stopping and starting of the process. So there's two very distinct differences between the way we used to think of efficiency as being efficient with resource, as opposed to focusing on the customer and doing everything to keep her happy and work flowing for her benefit. So resource efficiency can result in long throughput times that generate new needs. Dealing with many units creates inventory. Many handoffs generate frustration. Every appointment takes setup time and actually introduces inefficiency into the process. So that is the efficiency paradox. The focus on resource efficiency tends to increase the amount of work that there is to do. So this was a profound discovery for me at LCI in Boston, and a very important point. That's why that's the only thing I'm going to focus on in this little video, a short video, I'm hoping. So always focus on flow efficiency first, and then you can work on resource efficiency. They're both important, but it's really hard to do both of them. So think of flow efficiency first, optimize it, and then you can start to work on resource efficiency. I didn't get this until, I went over to somebody who's been a lean mentor for me, Dennis Cuckoo at Oil Country Engineering. He has a spare team sitting around. They design drill rigs. And I couldn't understand why he would have spare people sitting around in a coffee room playing cards, just so that the other teams can be focused on their work, to keep the work flowing, to get their work done. And it's because interruptions in the process are very inefficient. And so I finally realized, Dennis, why you have got flow efficiency figured out, and spare capacity can be a good thing. So a little bit of a summary. The goal should be always to create value for the customer as opposed to focusing on resource efficiency, and get throughput time as short as possible. Resource efficiency is about attaching work to people and keeping them busy. That's bad. Flow efficiency is about attaching people to keep the work flowing, which is good. The efficiency paradox, the focus on utilizing resources efficiently tends to increase the amount of work that there is to do. That can be inefficient. It is hard to optimize both, so always pick flow efficiency. Thank you.